So let us start. We'll start with a new topic called circles. So this topic is, so though it is elaborative, but still actually you can easily understand the concept. So the greatest invention in this millennium is actually the circle. So because the circle actually is having this particular shape, and then actually this shape actually we can easily roll out or actually easily rotate. Now because of this region, in physics actually we learned one more concept called the rolling friction. So rolling friction is far lesser than the sliding friction. So as the rolling friction is far lesser than the sliding friction, so if you are able to invent a rolling kind of equipment, and that can offer very least resistive force or very least the frictional force. Hence actually you can use as the bearing. So this actually can be used as the bearings. So bearings will offer very least frictional force. Hence actually whenever there is a rolling motion that is there, so that actually you can easily overcome the frictional force and then you can get the maximum efficiency out of it. So here actually whenever we talk about any kind of rolling motion, let us say cycle wheel or bike wheel or car wheel or in the fans, in the mixes, if you notice everywhere actually there is a kind of rotational motion that is going to be there. And in that rotational motion, so due to the bearings that are present over there, and that bearings actually will offer least amount of the frictional force. Hence actually whatever the energy we consume there, that is going to be essentially useful only to rotate, and very least amount of wastage of the energy is going to be there. So hence actually this plays a very critical role. So this is the standard shape circle. So this is the standard shape. And this, now we come to the mathematical point of view of this particular circle. See this actually, this is being the circle. So this is just the circle. Now this circle, this is the circle. Now this circle actually, the center point where entire circle is actually is having the same distance from this particular point. So this is the center of the circle and it is having the same distance at every point on this particular circle, and this is called as the perimeter. Perimeter, and this is the center of the circle. And this is the radius of the circle. And then actually you can draw a random line cutting two different points. So this actually we can call this as the chord of the circle. And then actually, so this is one radius and this is another radius, and this portion is the, so this from this line and this line and this perimeter part. So this part is called as the sector of the circle. So this is the sector of the circle. So this angle theta is called the sector angle. So this is the sector angle. Now the area of this particular circle is defined as area is equal to pi into r square. So this is the area of the circle, and the value of this pi is 3.1415. So this is the value of the circle. It is approximately equal to 22/7. So this is an approximate value of the pi value. Now here actually this is called as the arc length. Now here the standard definition of radian. So radians actually we were using at multiple locations, especially in trigonometry. We will always be talking about the pi radians or pi/2 radians like that. Now the definition of the radian is, so it was defined in this manner. Suppose if I take the circle like this, and then this is being the center of the circle, and this circle actually if you draw one straight line, so this is called as the radius of the circle. Now take one length of this particular radius. So suppose actually this is exactly equal to r. So you have considered a length on the arc, which is exactly equal to r. Now, the angle that is going to be subtended at this particular point, and this angle is treated as 1 radian. So, by taking an arc length which is exactly equal to the radius value, and this angle, if you count it, that angle is named as 1 radian. So this 1 radian, now all such kind of radians, suppose actually if you start counting from here, so this is 1 r, and from there actually this is 1 more r, from here to here there is 1 more r. Like this actually if you keep on count it, then actually the number of radians that you are going to get is, so this is the 2 pi radians. So total of 2 pi radians you are going to get it to complete one particular revolution. So from this relation, we can define this as the length of the arc is r multiplied by the angle, and then this is called as the angle in radians. And angle in radians or theta for one complete circle, if you take one complete arc length, so L by r, so this is 2 pi r divided by r. So r will cancel out and then 2 pi is left out. So in a complete circle, you are going to have 2 pi radians. Got it? The definition of radian is coming from this fact. Now we were convenient with the angle 360 degrees. So degrees is actually one way of measurement and radians is another way of measurement. Now these two values actually we can correlate it. So one complete circle will have 2 pi radians. Correspondingly, it will be having 360 degrees. Or the pi radians is nothing but 360 by 2 is equal to 180 degrees. So this is 180 degrees pi radians. Now 1 radian if you want, so 1 radian is equal to 180 by pi. So this is 180 by 3.1415. Got it? So it is somewhere around 53 degrees, I think. So approximately this is 53 degrees. Got it? So 1 radian is equal to approximately around 53 degrees. So, and then similarly, actually, you can count, that is 1 degree is equal to pi by 180 degrees radians. 1 degree is equal to pi by 180 radians. So this is the basic nature of the circle. Now coming to the mathematical analysis of the circle. So first of all, you need to understand what is this circle equation in mathematics point of view. That is, in the case of Cartesian coordinates, how it is going to be, in the case of polar coordinates, how it is going to be, and in the case of the parametric form, how this equation is going to be.